Eesh. Mhm.
Why am I talking about Has-Been Hotel again? Is this necessary? Am I clout chasing? No, but also not no. I'm not a drama YouTuber. Ugh. Or a commentary channel. I'm an educational creator. My videos are meant to teach, and one of the best ways to teach is through case studies. Has-Been is perfect for this. Not just because it's now widely known, but because it's divisive in a way that makes people curious. I hope to bring fans, haters, and everyone in between into a cozy little sit down to talk about design for animation. Yes, using Has-Been guarantees views, but I also genuinely believe it's the most compelling option. Most shows I'd use for a case study are either too safe to dissect or just don't excite me enough to talk about for hours. Because yes, this video is going to be hours long. As I've said, I'm a working professional in the animation industry. If you want receipts, head to the description or check out equity.com. I've got my resume and my portfolio there. So yeah, I know what I'm doing. And I mention this because this sets my career apart. Not just from my past work, but from a lot of the Has-Been redesign videos that are already out there. I'm not just a casual viewer on a soapbox. I'm a professional character designer on a soapbox. Part of being a professional is learning to take critique, give critique, and not be too precious about your work. If you're a teenager and a huge Has-Been fan watching this, please keep that in mind. Feedback isn't a personal attack. You don't have to defend your favorite show unless it's through respectful discussion.
Mm.
While I do severely dislike the show, I also really value hearing why others love it. That love is valid, and this show clearly means a lot to so many people. I don't want to take that away. This video is for everyone, whether you draw every day or not at all. I hope you come away with something you can carry into future design discussions. If you haven't watched my original video or the follow-up, I suggest you do. It'll give a lot of context, and it'll also be an interesting time capsule of how I changed. Both videos are linked in the description, but if you don't feel like sitting through dated content, no worries. I'm gonna give you a lowdown right now. 'Twas the tail end of 2019. My first semester at CalArts had just ended, and my YouTube feed was blowing up with Has-Been Hotel thumbnails. Red backgrounds, pointy teeth everywhere. I had no idea what it was or what it was about. It looked not like my thing, and I was irritated by how hard the algorithm was pushing it. But eventually, I caved. I'm not a review channel, so I'll keep this brief. The pilot had potential, but the writing felt childishly crass. The visuals were frustrating, but even if this was the kind of thing I enjoyed, something still wasn't working for me. And as someone deeply passionate about animation, who poured everything into going to her dream school, it was frustrating to see something deeply mediocre be the face of indie animation. Perhaps that sounds elitist, but I saw the quality of the work my peers were doing and couldn't help but think, why can't that be the standard? Still, I didn't want to just complain. I wanted to contribute something constructive. So I thought, why not redesign the main cast and share some insights in an educational way? So I made a video. At first I didn't think much of it, but suddenly,
King's blessing!
comments. Well, I had no idea how invested the Has-Been fandom was, how much they cared, how personally they took criticism. The video took off, and I started getting hundreds of wild comments. When I mean wild, bro, I mean crazy
King's
depth.
blessing!
Vivid descriptions of how my family was scary. I had no instinct for self-preservation at the time, so I was constantly looking through the filtered comments out of morbid curiosity. It was a bloodbath. But then I noticed something weird. Along with the best comments were for self-identified 12-year-olds responding to a joke I made about Mary Sue's. Like, they literally opened with,
I'm 12 and you're better than that!
at first I thought, why are you watching an adult animation? And second, aren't you too young to even have a YouTube account? That realization changed everything. These weren't angry adults, they were kids, literal tiny children who clearly weren't properly supervised by their parents, going online and using anonymity as a weapon. To them, I wasn't a real person, I was a digital villain attacking the thing they loved most. And weirdly, that changed me. It made me more patient, kinder. I started assuming the best in people rather than the worst, and my perspective shift rewarded me. Over the years, I've had people come back and apologize. Like, DM me, leave fresh comments, reflect, like owning up to how they've behaved. It was really heartwarming. But before the apologies filtered in, I was still dealing with people thinking I made the video in bad faith, or thinking I didn't know what I was talking about. I wanted to roll my eyes into the back rooms. So I made a second video. After a few months of fallout, I decided another video would be a great opportunity to do my redesigns justice.
Quiet.
Clarify some of my
I'm on a
original
secret
points,
quest.
offer a more nuanced take on character design, and apologize for my tone. Also drew a less clickbaity thumbnail, but if you've seen the thumbnail for this, I guess I haven't learnt my lesson too much. Anyway, I was still cheeky, sure, but it was frustrating talking to adults who
where
had
am
no
I?
intention of actually listening to me.
Who
And
am
then
I?
others clearly were too young to engage with
God,
points.
but we have
You
just
can't
one
please
life.
everyone, no matter how hard you try, and boy did I try. But overall, the second video had a much warmer reception. The critiques still came, but they weren't as vicious. Still, some people clung to things like, but hell is red, or they all wear bow ties because they're from the past, as if those were cohesive arguments, and I just didn't think that a third video would be worth it. But that was over 5 years ago, and things have changed. To prepare for this video, I rewatched both my original uploads, and to my surprise, it made me emotional. I remember them being snarky and mean-spirited, probably because the reception warped my memory over time. But upon rewatching them, I was so tame. Sassy, sure, but not cruel, not even particularly rude. Maybe it wasn't my tone that set people off, well, maybe a little bit, but maybe it was just that I was the guinea pig. See, I was possibly one of the first people to ever make a has-been redesign video. Maybe even the reason that the whole genre video became a thing, but I'm not trying to inflate my ego too much. I doubt anyone saw my post and thought, yeah, I want to be on the chopping block too. But I was definitely an early test subject, and people weren't wrong about it. To wrap this up, I still stand by everything I said back then. But now, with the full series released, 5 years of experience under my belt, and a very different YouTube landscape, I think it's time for one of us to revisit. In the original redesigns, I stayed close to the has-been style. The second time, I let go of that and did my own thing, more loosely based on the pilot designs. But this time, I'm returning to that official look, treating the designs as if they are in-progress concepts on a show I've been hired onto. I want this to feel like a production-level piece, something that could realistically happen in a studio pipeline. Also, because, yeah, those first redesigns are sucked booty hole. I did the worst job at imitating that style. Alright, we're already deep into this video. Let's talk character design.
Help manage your weight with Quaker.
I lost 5 pounds.
6 pounds. And you can do. Start the day with Quaker. Quaker is the 7 ounce more fiber in one price. It helps you manage your weight by keeping you full. That's lower your cholesterol. Just like that.
King's blessing. King's blessing.
Let's get onto the same page about character design. Yeah, what is good and needed? Good depends on context. A character designed to be a boy needs to function deep. Brand mascot has to match a company's vibe and sell their product. Some OCs exist just for their creator and don't serve any purpose beyond self-expression. But since we're talking about has-been, I'm focused on what makes a design work for animated television. Profitable equals good. For a show to succeed, people need to watch it, and ideally become obsessed.
You're ugly.
Buy merch, post about it, cosplay. Even the most passionate indie production ultimately has to make money. So if your designs help you do that, congrats, you succeeded. Wait, so does that mean as well, yeah, Sam.
King's blessing.
Made money. A lot of it. It started as a scrappy Wise
King's blessing.
the rhythmic sound and style. One of the reasons I
To the finish line.
sexy. The Tumblr sexy
King's
man.
blessing.
It's raunchy, stylized, and oozes fanfic potential. Demons are already drool-worthy material to people, and the show
To the
knows
finish line.
leans into visual
King's blessing.
but of course, that's not the only thing. Dixie Pop style taps into very specific subsections. Hot Topic teens, scene kids, electro swing revivalists, emos. For anyone from the, as I would call it, like 4XD generation, or the younger folks emulating it, Has-Been feels like home. That's actually cool. Shows like The Simpsons or BoJack Horseman never really catered to that crowd. Has-Been does, and that matters. That said, aesthetic and sexual appeal shouldn't be an excuse for a lack of strong design fundamentals. A lot of the fan base is uncomfortably young or not artistically trained, so they're more likely to focus on what feels good, what scratches an itch. And that's fair, but the people designing the show should have a trained eye, and I'll get into that later. See, despite all the pizzazz, many of these designs are missing core principles that would only help them without taking away their essence. I'm going to keep this as objective as possible. Whether you're designing for Arcane, Cocomelon, Bluey, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Charlie and Lola, Gravity Falls, there are shared foundations that make a character design truly sing. Communicating a story. The most important job of a character design is to serve the story. If a design doesn't help tell the narrative or reveal something about the world or character, then no matter how pretty it is, you're just polishing ink. Clarity and readability. Designs should clearly and immediately show who the character is and how they're feeling. If I can't tell where the face is or what emotion is being expressed,
King's
how
blessing.
emotions will be expressed. Animatability. Great designs aren't designed to look at, they're built to move. Overcomplicated details, different animation harder, or even impossible.
King's
Time, budget,
blessing.
and animated skill are all part of the design process. Your design example reading it. Recognizability
King's
and
blessing.
iconic design. A good design should be consistent across episodes, poses, and a great design is iconic. If a 5-year-old hears it from memory, it still tells you it is.
King's blessing.
Think Minions or Ariel. That's the bar. If you're designing your own character, I'd
Cookie the third always wins.
or maybe even your foot. If you still recognize them, that's a solid design. For example, here's my character Nettle from my series Stuck in the Globosphere, drawn with my literal foot. I don't need the art skills to demonstrate who this character is. Posing in silhouette. Posing is how a character holds themselves. Posture and body language, it is key to showing personality. The slouch, strut, stiff stance, it all says something. That said, posing shouldn't be used as a crutch. If your character only looks good mid-action, that's a red flag. The iconic Jorge Gutierrez, creator of The Book of Life and El Tigre, once told my class to design characters staring neutrally. If they still look interesting just staring at them,
King's blessing.
a strong silhouette makes characters readable. Some design stripped to its bare essentials.
King's blessing.
To the finish line. Exaggeration. Rise.
King's blessing.
That's why it's a little principle. Whether it's proportions,
Down to the house.
something expressive. It doesn't mean foolishness, it means style and intention. If done well, exaggeration makes designs
Whoa! Go. Wait, what is it
appeal
talking
doesn't
about?
mean pretty.
I bet
It
don't.
means visually engaging. Appealing
Okay.
designs invite you to
Click.
look
I
at
cannot
how
say
is
it.
animation
Okay, just like my life.
cute,
Da, da,
grotesque,
da, da.
weird, elegant, or whatever.
Oh my god, who's that?
Appeal is subjective, but it is always
Oh my
worth
gosh. I did not expect that. was literally dying. But I did not even know he was literally behind us. That's not because he turned around. If we turned around, we did. Wait,
Uniqueness.
gingerbread.
This ties into a lot of the earlier points, but it's worth
Probably
saying
did.
directly.
He turned around and
Unique
did. I did.
designs stand out. If your character blends in with everything else out there, audiences will forget them. Push your ideas to places only you could go, and be sure your designs stand out from each other too to reinforce memorability, consistency, and cohesion. Characters do not exist in a vacuum. The designs need to feel cohesive with their environment and each other. Here's what to look out for that. Scale. Do they feel like they belong in the same physical space? Can they use the same furniture? Walk through the same doors? Detail level. Are some characters super detailed while others look cheapified? Keep that balanced. Line work. Is the brush style consistent across designs? If not, does the difference feel intentional? Color palette. Do the colors feel lit by the same light? Is there visual language? Do they follow the same sets of rules? Like line
King's Blessing!
portions should match. Break the rules together with purpose.
To the finish
Oh
line!
yes, of course. Bend or break rules is intentional.
King's Blessing!
In my short stuff into a wristlet, I'm mixing two of the cartoon characters up with realistic backgrounds.
To the finish line!
Concept is bold and deliberate, and things like lighting, color, and contrast work together to strike the background and the characters' styles.
King's Blessing!
Overall characters.
To the finish line!
Now that we're fully on the same page about what makes a good character design, it's time to dissect what has been designed and see it from scratch.
King's Blessing!
They're
To the
mostly
finish line!
word cloud experiment. To kick things off, I've done a little experiment. Instead of telling you has been characters, I decided to blend myself.
King's Blessing!
Around that text with word things like put together new words and make the word meaning of 75 Here is what came out of it. For transparency, I only included relevant adjectives and nouns, removing basics like eyes and hair. I stuck to demon forms only, unless a character starts out as an angel in the show. There are no alternate forms, full demons, or pilot versions. And if similar words show up, like pink and pinkish, I combine them together. Popular colors. No surprises here. Has-Been's most popular colors from the top down are black, white, red, pink, gold, gray, and yellow. But also, red is additionally present with the inclusion of burgundy, magenta, coral, blue, and cerise. These are all essentially variations of red. Side note, whoever wrote these wiki descriptions has a real thing for cerise. Like, that's a pretty niche color. I went to art school for 6 years and can count on one hand the number of times I encountered that word. But to their credit, cerise really does feel iconic to the Has-Been branding. I see it and immediately think of common features. That show up across multiple characters.
King's Blessing!
Fingerless novelty, halos, masks, fur, feathers, and yes, bow ties.
To the finish line!
Gloves surprised me. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention.
This is gonna
Checks
bring
out
me
my show.
somebody crazy.
King's Blessing!
They all fit the theme. But again,
To the finish line!
common patterns. In terms of visual motifs, the word stripes, dots, hearts,
What does it
X's.
hit her?
Almost every main supporting character has
King's
one.
Blessing!
Some have two or even more. These patterns have been all over the place since high school.
To the finish line!
Place. For example, in my show, I'm a huge fan of square shapes.
Shit.
Organic, squarish things. You'll see them all over my designs. But as long as it feels logical,
Oh, okay. You're the one doing
it's fine.
healing.
Go for it.
Why do you need
Length.
slow-mo? You're
The
literally
word cloud
behind
also
me.
confirms a preference for elongated shapes, with frequent words like
Wait,
long,
what?
tall,
Were
thin,
you
and
set
slim.
up? I thought it was
Has-been definitely leans
wait.
into wiry, angular builds, a
Then
classic
who did?
pinkish look, if you will. In contrast, only a few words like short, wide, and small show up, barely a blip compared to all the stretched out bodies. And sharp shapes. Let's talk about shape language. Words like sharp, pointed, and spikes pop up a lot, which totally
No,
fits
I
the
want
universe.
to
Nearly
clear
every
it.
character has some combination of spiky hair, wet fingers, saw-blade teeth. Sharpness is very on brand. So,
You'll
yeah,
never
this
understand
word
me.
cloud exercise confounded much of what I suspected. There's a consistent, if narrow, aesthetic across most Has-been
I
designs.
just don't want to
But now that we've got the official descriptors covered, I want to dive into some of the recurring design decisions that, frankly,
meant to do.
I think hold the show
Meant
back.
to do.
A lot of these were touched on in my original video, and I'm sure in yours too.
Go
But
harder!
revisiting
To the
them
finish
for
line!
editing
Here I
purposes
come!
give you a clearer perspective on the design
King's
choices I'll be making in my
blessing!
Here I come! And there
Away! To the finish line!
Not my thing. What do you hit toast? He doesn't want to bang somebody here.
King's blessing!
Random spaces, if you know this
Here I come!
it's
Fight! To the finish line!
strange.
Here I come! King's blessing!
Okay, so
To the finish line!
I've acclimatized to the look of the show, the humor, the writing.
Oh my god, I got flooded too much.
And what they enjoy. And I
Don't
think that's a
worry,
rather
Lila.
wonderful quality that all humans deserve to have. Otherwise, the world would be a pretty miserable
Gee.
place. Anyway, why
And
am
I
I
want to
bringing this
get
up?
50
Two reasons.
level.
I'm
Be
bringing this
good.
up right now, but by the way,
Really?
before I get into my critique, because
Okay, I think I'm
I
gonna.
really want to prove that I am competent. I never was, and I know that might be hard to believe. I don't know how else to prove that, but I never was a thief. I
Why
wanted
don't you
genuine,
let her
faithful discussion
bring you
and
somebody
engagement to
bring
be something
you?
that is deeply meaningful to me, which is the characters. I think Has-been is a great vessel through which that happens. That discussion.
King's blessing!
A staunch critic of the show, I'm capable of looking past its flaws and ensuring that
King's blessing!
not. See, I'm not
King's blessing!
no longer what this might mean.
King's blessing! King's blessing!
At least Ginger Bean's alive this time.
And it's unusual. Has-been is not the norm in that so much of the lore and the story and the
At least
entertainment
Ginger
of the
Bean's
show
alive.
is from external sources.
Look,
And so you forget what is from the
I
show
don't care if
proper
there's
and
not
what
put
is
into an action
extra, what's
video.
like extra
I feel so bad.
And that means that you are not engaging with the show the same way that a casual fan would. And it might
I'm
also
generally
be
having
stereotyping
happy.
inventing things. And
I'm
again, that's
generally
not a judgmental thing. I've been doing that. I've
tears.
had Has-been dreams lately where,
Okay,
you know, like I kind of make things up. Like
the
I
end of the
idealized
episode.
version of